Welcome back to the EAM Crypto channel, and I hope that you figure out a way to watch this video. I'm not sure what's going on my YouTube channel. I did a CBDC video yesterday. It was up to about 300 some views at one point, then it got down to 187, and last time I checked it's at 35. So I have no idea what's going on. So hopefully it's just some minor bug, but I hope you guys are having a great day. All right, guys, today we're going to talk to Wolf Capital. Yes, I know with a few of you, we've talked about this project about a month ago or maybe a month and a half ago. And I did state that I was pretty apprehensive about this project. Having the 1% minimum, using bots, it just sounded a bit too industrious. So yeah, I was apprehensive about it. And as of right now, I have not taken a part of this project. I'm planning to, but I'm on the fence and I want to see how this interview goes. But all in all, this project is very unique. It does have some cool attributes to it, and it's very easy. You just deposit some USDC via the BNB chain, and then you just wait to ROI. And there's a little bit of strategy to it. There's a kind of a team component. Which team you pick does make a difference. We'll get into that in the interview for sure, because I think I figured out the best way to play it. It's not very complicated, but I'm going to ask them about it. There's one thing that's coming up that's kind of interesting with kind of like a point of inflection with them, which is the 60-day mark. We'll definitely cover that in the video. And they just have whatever they're doing, it's working. The numbers prove it. And I really, really respect the fact that they post every single trade real time. So I think some of it's manual. So it looks like it's one guy, the CEO, that's doing the manual trades, and everything else is bot driven. So let's see what they have to say. I am very, very curious to see how they've been able to make this work. They're at about the 45-day mark. I think I might be off by 2-3 days. But yeah, they've been very, very successful so far. And I want to hear more about what they have to say. So let's get into the interview. All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining. Very nice to meet you guys virtually. I don't think I've ever talked to either one of you guys before. Travis, I think maybe we talked at some point somewhere because your voice sounded very familiar to me when I was listening to some of your AMAs. So maybe we've kind of crossed
We
paths.
might have, yeah.
Yeah. But thanks so much for joining. So guys, Wolf Capital, pretty interesting project, definitely unique than some of the other ones that I've seen. I actually have known about you guys for a bit now. It was either right before or right after you guys started. A few of my viewers asked me about it. They're traders. They're like, what do you think about this project? 1% guarantee min. They're using all sorts of bots. And I thought that sounds pretty tough. It's not easy to do 1% min. So I thought, well, let's keep an eye on these guys, see what it's all about. Last I heard, you guys have billboards all over the country, in Vegas, and I don't know what other cities. So I guess things have been going pretty well. I kind of looked into your numbers. It looks like you guys are definitely trending the right way. So just yeah, I mean, if you don't mind, if we can start off with some intros. Tell us about yourself, why you got into crypto, why you decided to start a project, and yeah, and I always ask this: do you own any Bitcoin, or are you just all in on DeFi?
So yeah, well, I'm Travis. Kind of background. I grew up with a dad that was really into commodities and trading. Um, he kind of passed that down to me. His knowledge took off with it later on. Early 20s, pretty successful with it. I work in the oil gas, so obviously oil. That was kind of my trade. And then made a small fortune during COVID when everything tanked. I threw every single penny I had into oil and oil companies because I mean, they oil dropped down to like negative $40 a barrel, so it was
I
a
remember that.
no-brainer. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Only problem was I didn't have enough money to throw at it, so uh, made a small fortune after that. Went into crypto and got into DeFi. Went through a couple rug pulls. Uh, Pissed me off. Wanted to walk away, and then I was like, "No, there's still opportunity." So that's when I started DeFi, like being an owner. This is the third project that I'll be owning. Um, the other two is WC miner. It's BMB. It's basically BMB miner. Back when when the miners were big and stuff like that, it's still running. And then the second one is WC miner BUSD. It's a Wolf Mountain fork, just a ROI staking app. It was pretty successful. We brought in about 780K. And then it went through a bank run. So I was unfortunate, but we learned a lot. And that's kind of what we use some of our methods today with Wolf Capital based off of that one to kind of prevent those bank runs. And that's kind of where the trading, all that stuff comes from, is my background from commodities. And I've taken that same strategy and applied it today because it's pretty similar. It's just a lot more volatile. So
yeah, okay. We'll get into the trading part of it in a bit, and the bots and all that good stuff, because I have a number of questions there for you. OX, I understand that you're a pretty trusted dev in the space. Several of my viewers had already known about you, I guess known about other projects that you were in. So yeah, man, tell us about yourself.
Hey, glad to be on here. Yeah, I'm Ox. I'm the dev behind Wolf Capital, and a little bit of a background about me, like how I got into crypto and everything. Like in 2012, like late 2012, I got introduced to Bitcoin, and yeah, I saw the potential behind crypto. I was pretty new to it, like basically, it was kind of amazing to see something with this potential back then. And next thing I know, I started studying about how the blockchain works and everything. Later on, I got into DeFi. Like Travent, I guess a lot of people in the DeFi space, I got rugged, yeah, that's how it led me, to this point where I'm working on projects, working on code, and trying to deliver solutions to the DeFi space. I'm a pretty passionate guy about DeFi because it gives the power back to the people. And yeah, next thing I know, I started doing projects, delivering solutions, and continuously thinking about how I can bring more value to people, because I think that's what's important in the DeFi space. It's what everybody needs. It's what has to be done. Delivering solutions on the table and having continuous growth. We're all pretty early in it, and honestly, I'm really bullish in the DeFi space. I think that's the future in finance in general, and it's just amazing to me the opportunities that we all have, and I feel great that I'm a part of all of this.
Where are you based out of?
I'm in Eastern Europe, Bulgaria.
Okay, and Travis, obviously you're in the U.S. somewhere.
Texas, yeah.
Okay, me too. It's not Austin, is it?
No, my sister's actually from Austin though.
Okay,
I'm out in Midland.
Okay, I live in Austin. All right. And guys, do you guys own a Bitcoin, or are you guys like all in on DeFi?
Yeah, I've got I think I'm 2.3 or 2.2 right now. I had to sell some a while back, but yeah.
What about you, Ox?
I'm a Bitcoin maxi. I've loved Bitcoin since I was first introduced to it. So yeah, I'm stacking up on BTC as well.
Very cool. Me too. And look, I've heard you talk about improving DeFi, Ox, in a number of different ways. So I think we all have a hand in that. I've been trying to do my part. I've been warning people about certain projects. I stopped doing AMAs. I didn't do one for like 6 months just because the landscape and the environment was just so bearish, right? That it just didn't make sense to talk about all these new projects. So now I think times are changing, things are looking better. Now that was like my way of being like, hey guys, be careful. Don't ape into all these projects when things are so bearish. So for like 6 months, I didn't do a single AMA. So I've been trying to do my part in that, because we need a lot of that. We need more cleanup, and there's just too many bad actors in the space. So having said that, can you guys just give like kind of like the quick pitch about what you guys are doing, what makes you different, and then I'll just jump in because I have a lot of questions for you guys.
So basically, our kind of philosophy behind it is lead by example. So, me and Ox both are pretty well known in this market, in this sector, in DeFi, and we've pretty much tired of all the BS and all the, like you said, the bad actors. You've done your part, and that's what we're trying to do. So we come up with a ROI staking D app. Wolf Capital. You stake your USDC. It's on BSC chain, and then Ox. If you want to fill them in on, because this is your baby. If you want to fill them in on your details on the back end and all that.
Yeah, definitely. So at the core of Wolf Capital, like when we just started off, like basically the idea that we had is to deliver on each side of on each side to which was not done before, because there was a lot of bad projects that came about in the DeFi space, a lot of supposed projects that were supposed to be backed by external revenue with trading and so on, and they didn't deliver on what they promised, right? So we came up with Wolf Capital, and the core of it is transparency and teamwork, and like all what DeFi should be about. So
And just to throw it
basically,
in, sorry to
yeah,
interrupt, but you guys are literally posting. I saw it on Discord, and I think you do it on Telegram as well. You guys post every single trade, correct?
Yeah,
yeah,
every
yeah,
trade.
that's correct. Like all the trades are like that we do are viewable in real time, and this is something, by the way, that nobody else has done before us. Like there was, like I said, like I already mentioned, there was a lot of bot projects, but it was all like trust me, yeah, you know what I mean, and they didn't show anything. But yeah, that's part of the difference that we bring. We're showing that it's completely doable to be 100% transparent and to show everything that you're doing, especially when you're operating with users' funds. It should all be about transparency in what you're doing. But yeah, like I said, we came up with Wolf Capital. It was in the works for a couple of months. We had the idea to create a staking platform and reduce the Ponzi dynamics as much as possible, because this is one of the major problems in DeFi. You have all these Ponzi projects that are not backed by anything, and the entire mentality behind it is whoever gets in first makes the most, right? If anything. But yeah, we worked on it for a couple of months, and we worked a lot on the numbers. And like I said, basically the entire concept behind it is transparency and teamwork. So the about the mechanics of Wolf Capital, we're based on the Binance Smart Chain, and you can stake your USDC with a daily yield between 1% and 2%. Now, the part about this, the innovative part about this, about the staking with us, is that we've implemented team staking. So basically, you can create your team, your wolf pack. That's how we call our teams. And basically, you can grow your wolf pack. And the larger your wolf pack grows, in terms of users on that wolf pack and the team stake, the higher the wolf pack level is going to get. So the starting daily percentage. Yeah.
Can I ask something? Because I noticed that a couple of the packs are already maxed out, and then you have a few others. But it just seems like the obvious play, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, would be to just pick whichever one you can join that's not maxed out, that's the biggest, because then that's how you're going to get the most return. So I was trying to figure it out, and I was thinking, well, why would it make sense to start a new pack? Because it seems like that you kind of lose money by doing so. Am I reading something wrong?
No, you're right. You can join any of the higher ones if they're not already maxed out. And then the only way to get into those ones that are maxed out is you have to get in there with a referral code, and that's the only way. But if you just go in, if you don't know anybody in that pack, then there's no way for you to join in.
Okay, but minimum right now it's 1%, regardless of which one you join, right? Okay,
correct. Yeah, and the thing is, yeah, you can definitely join these bigger wolf packs and everything, but we have a competitive part to it, where basically 1% of the deposits gets pulled into a prize pool, and each week the team with the most deposits wins the 30% of the prize pool, and it gets distributed throughout the entire team. So let's say, supposedly, you have 10%, you hold 10% of the total team stake. This means that you're going to be able to claim 10% of the team's prize that week. So I think that adds to, like, it adds a competitive, you know, part of Wolf Capital, where, it's, if you're let's say you're a YouTuber, like you're a DeFi influencer, you can create your wolf pack, and you can, invite everybody, like, from your community to join your wolf pack, and you can, basically do your best to win the prize pool each week. So there is, like, a meaning behind each functionality in Wolf Capital, and how all of it works together, like all the functionalities work together.
How often do you do the lottery?
Sorry, what?
How often do
The
you do the
lottery.
lottery?
The
It's once a
lottery
week.
is weekly.
Okay, it's weekly. Have you seen one of the smaller teams win yet?
So far, the teams that have won are the DeFi Snipers Wolfpack and the STI Wolfpack, the Crypto Labs Research. My bad.
Hmm.
And so
Because
far,
they're the
it's
biggest,
pretty
right?
much
They have
the
because they have the most
yeah
members, so they're going to be able to put more money
com-
in. So they have
yeah
a pretty big advantage even for the lottery, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
completely. But
Okay.
we have seen other teams, other Wolfpacks growing, and us from the team as well. We're helping these other Wolfpacks to grow. We've offered to influencers support, to pin them on our community chat, and in general, to support them to grow their wolf
Hmm.
packs, because the entire concept behind Wolf Capital is to have, these teams, and then, these teams to compete with each other for the lottery, right? um the idea is not to have like just a few big teams. So in recent times, as the project progresses, because we're still very early, we see that, these other smaller wolf packs are starting to grow as well, and so people are joining them, especially with our support. And I think it's a really unique concept. Nobody else has done it before us.
Yeah,
And
it's unique.
it seems that, to us, it seems that, in general, people like it. And we see more and more wolf packs coming around.
Hmm.
And we're definitely gonna do our best to help each wolf pack to grow.
Okay, so let's talk about. You say you're pretty young. I think you're around what, 45 days old, something like that. How many days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah, we're pretty
O-
quick. Yeah, 45
Okay, so we're
ish.
we're coming to a pretty important point of somewhat of inflection, right? That 60-day mark, because of the fact that at 60 days, that's when, the ROI happens, and there will be some
Hmm.
volatility there. So I know a lot of people, including myself, are like, well, what do you do? Do you go in now? Do you wait till the 60-day mark, kind of feel it out? Can you guys touch on what your thoughts are there? Where's your headspace there? What would you say to someone that's on the fence right now? Why should they come in now versus waiting till to see what happens at the 60-day mark?
So right now, to kind of fight that argument, the reason why I'm not worried about it is that DeFi snipers group that top group.
Hmm.
There's two reasons. So that reason right there is them. They've come in every week with a 50-50 strategy where they claim their 50 and then they reinvest the other 50 other divs. And so each stake is locked for 60 days. So every time they reinvest, it's locked for another 60 days. And then I think last week we figured some numbers. There was a 10-day period. Uh, I would say between day 32 to 43 or yeah, 33 to 43. We had a
Hmm.
little over 220,000 in total investments come in, which are all new stakes. They're locked for another 60. So we've had quite a bit of money come in the last 2 days.
Hmm.
I think we've come in with another 50, 60,000 just in those days. So I would say that we're
Significant.
pretty, yeah, we've grown in a consistent format to where it
Hmm.
wasn't just all in day one. It was periodically as we've moved forward. So
Okay.
uh,
Okay.
every week that we've released the numbers, we've gotten a nice push wave of new investors coming in. So I'm not worried about day 60. I've heard that quite a few times already, and I'm not worried about it at all.
And
Okay.
just to add to that, like, less than one fourth right now of the total invested capital in our project is, in the first couple of days. So there's not gonna be a serious chunk available to be unstaked upon the 60-day period. But even if people want to unstake, it's completely
Hmm.
up to them. They're just gonna stop earning. But the Wolf Capital project is not gonna be it's not going to be affected in any way, even if people do on stake. I mean, the entire idea behind us giving you the opportunity to unstake and to take your initial capital back is there for a reason. There is a lot of DeFi projects in which you lose your initial investments forever.
Yeah.
In miners, for instance, you cannot withdraw your initial back, and we give this opportunity to our investors for a reason. You have to be able to withdraw your initial back. That's what we believe. But yeah, so far we're monitoring all the numbers very closely, and a withdrawal cascade like a bank run is very unlikely to happen, at least in the next 100 days.
Well, you have that halt
So
feature anyways, right? So do you want to touch on that anyways?
completely, yeah.
So
The halt feature is. Trav, do you want to go ahead and explain about that one?
yeah, so just like trading in the stock market, any kind of stock that's extremely volatile, there's the NYSE, halts it. So it's untradeable. We
Mm-hmm.
kind of thought about the same way because of my previous project when we had that bank run.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of people lose a lot of money, and I couldn't do anything about it, and that was the hardest part. So we decided to add that feature, the same scenario where if the contract did end up being extremely volatile, we had a bunch of withdrawals come out. We'd halt it, we'd assess what's happening, talk to the community, see if we can keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
If there's not a chance, then of course we would just issue refunds to everybody, make sure
Mm-hmm.
everybody gets their initials back at least.
Mm-hmm.
So that way, the guy that's sleeping maybe in Germany and the guy awake in Texas, well, the guy who's sleeping in Germany might wake up and not have a dime left. So
That's a great point. That's a great point. Some of that's just luck, right? What time zone were
yeah,
you in when some of this crap went down? That's so true.
that's what
That's a good
happens.
point. That's a
So
good point. Yeah. So with Halt, I get it. It's interesting because like I noticed a lot of the proponents for CBDCs, they're basically bragging about the fact that with CBDCs they're going to be able to stop bank runs, right? You guys are both kind of Bitcoin maxis, but you're also big DeFi guys. So I'm sure part of you is like, wow, this is kind of against the ethos of DeFi, right? Having this Halt
right,
feature, but I get it.
it is.
I
Yeah,
understand it. Yeah, yeah. That's
I
it's an
don't I don't
interesting
start
thing.
something. I don't start something for somebody to lose money. I mean, that's the whole
Mm-hmm.
point.
Mm-hmm.
We're all here. We're all here to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So if that helps in any way, then of course we're going to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
And just to
I get
add,
it.
to that,
Mm-hmm.
this functionality specifically is meant to be used in case in last resort. So it's only going to be used if it's necessarily needed to be used.
Got it. Got it. All right, guys. So talking about money, let's talk about the bots and see what you guys are doing. And Travis, this is kind of like my favorite part.
Right.
Look, I've been kind of like pretty vocal about the fact that hey, maybe it's just my ego. I don't need bots. I trade. I don't need bots. But now I'm starting to become a lot more open to it, especially with these arbitrage bots.
Mm.
They seem to be pretty consistent. Now we've been tracking them for I'd say almost like 9 months. They seem to be doing okay. So I'm curious, what percentage of your bot trades are arbitrage versus just your typical trade versus the manual trades and so on and so on. Can you give us a little bit more insight to that?
Yeah. So we've got DCA bots, grid bots, AI bot, and
Mm-hmm.
and futures bots. So we allocate based off of risk management. A majority of the portfolio is running through a grid bot. We allocate a certain percentage for the DCA, we allocate another percentage for the AI. Depending on how the week's going, will be dependent on how much we put in the AI bot because it's very, very conservative. It doesn't really put out a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of like if we have an extra 30K laying around, we could throw it in there. And I know it's going to be safe. Um, and then the futures is we just make sure we only grab about 15% of the portfolio and we apply it there. It is our most profitable, but it's also the highest risk because it goes through a lot of leverage trades. And we
Okay,
know
so
how to.
15% of your portfolio is you are actually doing
Yes.
leverage trading. Okay, where are you
Yeah.
doing the leverage trading?
Where?
Like what sites?
Bybit, MEXC. Those are the two right now that
Okay,
we run leverage on. So
okay, all right. So, all right. So as far as that goes, what about the manual trades, Travis? Like what
So I'll
percentage?
hop in. Well, see, that just kind of depends. It depends on the day. It depends on what's happening.
Like when Twitter changed its logo the other day to Doge,
I didn't get in.
did you just jump in there right away? And because that
No,
was
I
like
didn't.
free money. Okay.
Yeah, I should. Well, I was working for one, so I wasn't really paying attention. That's kind
But
of
I
why we had
did.
the bot, but he
Good.
did.
Yeah.
I wish I did. But no, it was just one of those things, man. I work 13 hours a day too at the same time, so I do both.
Oh, I get it.
If I have
I
a
get it.
pretty slow day, I'll hop on. I'll make a couple manual trades because I'm using the same strategy as my bots because that's what I'm programmed to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's exactly what I'm
Okay.
looking for.
Okay.
So if I like this morning, I did was it 80? I did an $8,000 short profit on Bitcoin this morning. Just hopped on, shorted it real quick, sold it, but right before we got on this. Just little things like that.
Okay.
Any kind of like large bag kind of trade, it's going to be manual. It's going to be me that's doing it.
Okay. So let's
Any,
talk about the profitable trades and how that affects your community. So if I understand this correctly, you guys the way you guys make money is off the 10% off the deposit. As far as
correct?
profits from the trading, you're not profiting from that. That's all
No.
going back into the protocol, correct?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. Okay. And then as far as your manual trade, so for example, like, you've already stated about the fact that you have a full-time job, so you're just not on the charts all the time. I'm on the charts all the time about 8 months out of the year, 4 months out of the year when it's my busy season. I don't trade 4 hour. I don't even trade the daily. I'll still
Right.
trade the monthly and the weekly, and I think those are frankly some of the easiest trades, but I
Yeah.
won't trade. So are you manually trading like the monthly right now on bigger trades based on the fact that you have a full-time job and you can't be looking at the charts all the time? Like what is your
No.
process like?
So my process is basically everything's short term currently right now. So we use a lot, uh, larger trades on shorter term profits because we have to lock those in because of uh, because of the divs that we're promising.
Okay.
Um, any kind of like long term deal would have to be whenever we see like Bitcoin, for example, drop below 25. If we see that, then yeah, we can allocate a good percentage, and we can
Mm-hmm.
do long hold on it because we know more than likely it's going to go back up eventually. Um, just it's got to be a right scenario. I try not to hold anything longer than 48 hours,
Okay.
especially futures and leverage.
Mm-hmm.
I want to lock those in pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the grid bot runs 24/7. I've got a half a percentage stop loss on it, so if it does drop, it automatically sells all the Bitcoin that it was holding,
Okay.
um, and goes straight to USDT, and then waits for me to turn it back on and change the parameters on it. I
Okay.
do that for the reason of you get those drops where it's all of a sudden a 10% drop, out of nowhere. It'll catch it, it'll sell. We're not going to hold anything, and then we'll start it back up on the low end.
Okay. I mean, you have a lot of responsibility, Travis. You really, really do, man.
Yeah,
That TVL keeps
yeah.
getting bigger and bigger. So that's
It
a lot. I mean,
was.
that's
I almost went through like a little nervous breakdown in the very beginning, and then after
yeah, I get it.
everything kind of settled down, it was it
Mm-hmm.
was it was fun. Like
Yeah.
we're showing progress and we're showing real numbers, and it's successful. So
Okay. No, and that responsibility can wear on you. Last year, I'm not doing it right now. I can't say the project because I signed an NDA, but I consult
yeah,
for a treasury for a pretty big project that everyone watching this knows, because they're trying to, make some money trading, and they kind of use me consulting wise for that, or they did last year. Now that it's tax season, I had to step out of that until maybe tax season ends, and that was stressful, being a part of managing a big number like that. So I can only imagine your stress, especially because it's your face, it's your project, it's your protocol. So having
yeah,
said that, man, this is kind of a tough question, but I'm just kind of curious to how you're going to answer it. You guys have this 1% that you got to meet that puts a certain stress on you, period, right? So
right,
as a trader and managing this, how do you emotionally deal with the fact that you're going to have weeks, man? I had a horrible Q1. I had my first losing quarter trading in like 2 years, and I lost pretty big. because I kept shorting Gala during that run up in January. So as you as a trader, with you guys having this pressure of 1%, how do you emotionally deal with that? How do you not get to the point where, oh my God, where it's going to be hard to meet these goals to ensure that we meet the 1%, and you kind of don't force a trade or try to increase the amounts? Do you guys have a process? Do you have some like sites and standards that you follow that you're not going to cross? Tell me about that.
What I do something that my dad taught me a long time ago is you just leave emotions at the door. Um,
Easier said than done, though.
it's yeah, but with years of practice, it's a lot easier for me. Um, I try not to get any kind of emotional. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get stressed. Um, that does wear on me, but at the same time, I know I got a great team. Um, yeah, a lot of it does fall on me. Obviously, I take accountability for all of it, but at the end of the day, I just, as long as we're showing green at some point, that's all I care about. In terms of the 1% and changing the divs, yeah, we have a plan where we're going to upgrade our contract and put uh, that function in there that we can change it based off of how well we're doing throughout the week. So that'll help a lot. Once we get that changed, that's going to increase our sustainability for the long term. So it's not always going to be that 1% or 2%. We can drop
Okay.
it down if
I didn't
needed.
know that. Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
That's good to know.
That's
Okay,
it.
cool.
That's in the works right now. We're hopefully the next week or so we'll have that out. So
Okay, very cool. I did not know that. And I thought I understood your process pretty well. So, okay, so we kind of hit on the billboards already. Very cool, guys. I think that's going to definitely get some attention. I'm sure that wasn't
right,
cheap. How much is if you don't mind me saying, how much is that billboard in Vegas
1800.
for what, a week?
Yeah, for a week.
That's not bad.
No, it wasn't bad at all. One of our team members, Kira, she's got a guy she knows that I guess runs that business, and she hit him up and gave us a pretty good discount.
Okay, cool,
So
cool. And you kind of hit on, I guess, future generating streams at some point earlier on, or maybe it was OX, but I was kind of curious. I guess it's a question for each of you. So, for example, crypto offers a million different ways to make money. I think for me, the biggest eye opener was just 2 weeks ago with this Arbitrum airdrop off my 4 wallets. I made 5 figures and I wasn't even trying, right? So, do you guys have any plans in place to kind of use all these funds that you have now to try to kind of scoop up some of this free crypto money? Are you guys going to try to do something with airdrops, with C-Sync and Scroll and all these different ways that I think there's going to be a lot more money to be had? What are your, are you going to, and for you specifically, Travis, with trading, are you going to maybe add Forex trading? Like where are you at with those kinds of things?
yeah, eventually we'll venture into different areas, but right now we're just kind of focusing on the now. So in the future, yeah, we'll have to expand and we'll have to keep scaling to continue the growth. But as long as the numbers that we keep producing keep showing every week, they don't start falling off anytime soon, then right now is where we're at. But yeah, I have looked into going into outside of crypto for different ventures. I really like helping out startups. That's kind of a big thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a connection with my family also in venture capitalism, or venture capitalist loans. Um, my sister works for a higher up firm, and that's what she kind of specializes in. So I'm around it quite a bit. Um, but I want to kind of implement that in crypto with these smaller projects that start up that need the capital to maintain or keep going, shit like that. So that's kind of one avenue we've talked about. We've talked about real estate in Dubai. We've talked about um, getting into the forex side of it, gold, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, with your commodities background, yeah.
Hmm.
With real estate, how'd that play out? Because I mean, I know that real estate and DeFi projects has been tricky in the past. I don't know if you guys remember like
Yeah,
Code
that's
7. Do you
like
remember Code
yeah,
7?
yeah. And so yeah, we like I said, it was these are just discussions that we've had, kind of
Okay.
brainstorm, kind of where we're going to be down the road. Um, but again, they're just discussions. We, sitting down and writing it down and talking about it, and coming up with the idea of tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
Yeah, I do. So speaking about, I guess, real estate, I guess the issue is regulatory. Let's talk about that, guys, because that's just a big piece. I'm sure it's on your minds, for everyone, not just for your project, crypto as a whole. Where's your headspace at with where we're going here in the U.S. with regulation being tightened? Choke point 2.0 is definitely happening. This is pretty much obviously an effort to reduce crypto as much as possible as they roll in CBDCs. Are you guys? You kind of mentioned Dubai a second ago. I mean, what are your plans to how you're going to deal with that, and are you worried about it?
well, if the United States government comes in and kills it, there's no stopping it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, I got mixed feelings about it because we need regulation, we really do.
Mm-hmm.
I think there would be, but there's a right way to do it, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't think the government should step in. I think they should obviously go after like a third party, um, like Bitcoin or ETH or somebody like that to kind of bring in to consult them on, instead of having some congresswoman or congressman from California go, "Hey, this is what we're doing," and they
Mm-hmm.
don't even understand what's actually happening. So,
Mm-hmm.
in that aspect of it, if they did something like that, I think it would be great. But
I mean,
having
what?
Elizabeth Warren go in
Yeah,
on an interview on Twitter and talk about Bitcoin, like she knows what she's talking about. It's like you don't know anything.
so ignorant. She's so ignorant, man. It's just I just
So
want
ignorant.
makes me want to punch a wall. Yeah. Yeah, don't even get me started on E-Warn. Don't even get me started. But yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Unfortunately, I feel like what's happened so far with those that have tried to work with Gary Gensler and Barr and all these different people is that they've been the first to get tagged, right? It was Brian Armstrong and Coinbase that tried to work with them and then they get attacked. And it
Yeah.
just seems like everyone that's tried to like consult with them has gotten screwed for it. So it's just very, very disappointing, very, very frustrating. But yes, crypto's unstoppable. You're not going to be able
It's
to
not.
stop
Yeah,
it.
you're not going to
Yeah.
stop it
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. I agree. Well, guys, I mean, this project is very cool. I'm gonna get in there. I don't think I'm gonna start my own pack, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna jump on one of these. Um, I know Pocket Aces. I know Pelton. I'll probably jump on Pocket Aces. Seems to have a lot more, so I'll probably just jump on his. But I am going to jump in there, and thank you for bringing up the 60-day thing because that was actually a concern of mine. That's actually why I haven't jumped in.
Yeah.
So I'm
No.
just
Yeah.
being very transparent. I haven't
If
jumped in
you
because
want
of
to,
that.
you can go on Dune, and you can. Somebody's got a thing up on Dune for us. You can go and you can see where the past investments are coming in at, and you can clearly see like it's just been a steady growth. So the day 60 thing is not an issue. Personally, to me, I've talked to other people in the community too about it, and they all say the same thing. As long as we're bringing out the numbers that we need to bring out, and people are making money, then I don't see an issue.
Very cool. Very cool.
Um,
All right. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to touch base on the previous topic that we discussed regarding the external revenue generation. I think it's really important to note as well that for us, it's the most important thing, the priority is that we put the entire capital that we have to work, because there is no point of money just sitting still and not working. And that's why constantly we're moving funds from the contract to the bus that Thrive operates. However, we do keep like a solid 50, 60, 70K on the contract for the weekly withdrawals. And it's important to do so because for the profits that have to be withdrawn each week. However, this capital is not put to work, right? So it's important to add that right now we're working in a direction where we're going to put these funds to work as well. And basically, since about October of last year, I've been working on a DEX arbitrage bot that operates solely on DEXs, right? And currently generates about 0.1 to 0.5% daily, which is not significant, but we're going to implement it to work with the funds that are on the contract. Basically, what the bot is going to do is going to use the contract as a wallet. And for each trade that it executes, it's going to take funds from it, execute the trade, and return the amount directly back to the contract as well. And as I said again, it's not significant, 0.5 to 0.1 to 0.5% daily, but it's still something, and it's definitely gonna help out with what we're doing. It's gonna put that money to work. And most importantly, again, all the trades are going to be transparent, and even better because they're on chain. Like you can literally go and check all the transactions yourself. But I think that's really significant for us. It's very important that we continuously move forward, but we move forward in the right way, in the right direction, and that we do things the right way. And so far we've been managing to do so, and I hope that we're setting a good example for other teams out there. When myself and Traf, we both think about how DeFi should be, all of us working together, not only having competitiveness between projects. We both, myself and Traf and the entire team, were open to brainstorming ideas with other teams, and seeing how we can deliver solutions to the DeFi space. And because like you said in the beginning, we all have to do our fair share, spread knowledge, work with other teams,
100%.
and just work collectively towards a better DeFi space.
Yeah, we need it. We need it. Well, guys, this is very cool. I like what I hear. I was very reluctant about your project at the start. It really was, and I'm sure you can understand why. 1%
I understand
odds.
completely.
I mean, it's just,
yeah.
I
But
mean,
you see them everywhere, and you see them fail. So
yeah, but yeah, so far so good, and yeah, I wish you guys the best of luck. So, is there anything else that you guys want to end today's AMA with?
no, man, I'm good. I appreciate you having us on, man. It's real nice to meet you for, I think, maybe the second time.
I think so. Yeah. All right, very cool.
I want to.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I want to thank you for having us. I think we pretty much covered the most important things regarding Wolf Capital, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing another AMA with you in the future, just so that we update your audience. And I want to tell to everybody, based on the AMA that we've had today, just take the information from it and also do your own research. We always encourage that, your own research about Wolf Capital, see what we're about. I think that the numbers that we have definitely make sense, and that's really important. Check our backgrounds, check what we're doing, and if you do have any questions, we're always open to answering any questions on the Wolf Capital community, either it's on Telegram or on Discord. We're always available. So everybody's welcome to join us. And again, thank you for having us. We've had an amazing time on here.
Yeah, thank you for joining. I'll have all the links in the video description. And yeah, so just you can find these guys on Discord and Telegram. All right, guys, take care.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.